Guys, 2 weeks to go until the World Cup qualifiers. I've got a new set, but who do I think Belmadi is going to pick? Let's find out. Hello and welcome back to another video. Yes, you're still in the right place for African World Cup qualification content. I've just sort of made the setup more kind of like World Cup mode-ish. Do you remember back in the day, the real ones will remember my pyramid backdrop for AFCON 2019. But anyway, this is my backdrop for the World Cup qualifiers, and if we qualify, I'll keep it. If not, I'll bin it. Anyway, a few people wanting to sort of know my squad that I would pick for Algeria for these Cameroon home and away qualifiers. I'd love to do that, but then I'd pick players like sort of Delors and Ait Nouri and Olise, and quite frankly, as much as I'd love that, and I'm sure you'd love that to happen as well, I don't think it's going to happen. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to predict what I think Belmadi will pick. So this is my predictions for Belmadi's Algeria squad to face Cameroon. Now, of course, some countries have picked 23 names. Some countries have picked, 40, 45 names. So I'm going to pick a 25-man squad that I think Belmadi will pick. And when he does come out with his squad, we'll sort of compare and see how close I was. So I've got to have Belmadi's mindset now, looking at these players and what he's going to do and who he relies on. So this is what I think Belmadi is going to do. We start off with the three goalkeepers. Again, very straightforward. Rice and Bulhi, Alexander Ukija and Mustafa Zugba. I think Zugba third keeper. So obviously Rice and Bulhi, if fit, will play. A lot of growing calls for Ukija to be the goalkeeper, but I think for pure sentiment, you've got a keeper in Bulhi who's been to 2 World Cups, vying to get to a 3rd World Cup. Very bold call now to take the #1 shirt from him. So Bulhi, Ukija, Zugba. I think there's the least room for debate with sort of those choices in terms of who we could pick for goalkeeper. Of course, Luka Zidane, despite rumours, is still nowhere to be seen. And then we come on to the defence. We've got 2 left backs, 2 right backs and 5 centre backs. I think he'll call 5 centre backs. So, despite what I said, I think we might still see a couple of new names here. So I've got Youssef Attal, who's sort of just come back from injury. Probably not going to be 100% fit. Well, by then actually he probably will be, but still coming back from injury. We know how injury prone Attal is. I've got Youssef Attal as one of the right backs, and I've got Akim Zededka, who, you know, he's at Clermont. He's had a good season in Ligue 1. I think he's close to joining Lille in the summer. So that's going to be even better. I think Zededka will come. Zededka will play for Algeria. It's just a matter of when. And this has got to be the time. So I'd go Attal and Zededka. And then the left backs, I've got Remy Bensebaini and I've also got Yanis Hamash. Again, I think Hamash, this is a good time for Hamash to come in, to be back up to Bensebaini. I'm not the biggest Mohamed Fares fan in the world. I'm a big fan of Ilyas Chetty, but I haven't really seen Chetty play that much in the last few months. So, got a new left back in Hamash and a new right back in Zededka, but they're both sort of the backup fullbacks. I'd still go Bensebaini and Attal. But Zededka will provide great competition for Attal, and of course Hamash plays in Portugal, so a different dimension, but I think better than your likes of Khasef and those sorts of guys. So I think Zededka, Attal, Bensebaini, Hamash. That's my prediction. Bold, I know, but I'll go for that. And then central defenders, Mandy and Belmadi have to be in. I think Belmadi likes Badarain, won the Arab Cup as well. Same goes for Mehdi Tahrat, won the Arab Cup as well. I think Touba has played very well this season in the Eredivisie, right? So I think Touba, maybe not to start, but Touba has to come back in. He's literally picked us over Belgium. We can't start messing about with that one. He could still go back to Belgium. I'm sure he won't, but it's a possibility. So I think we go Badarain, Belmadi, Mandy, Touba and Tahrat as 5 central defensive options. I still think you start Mandy with Belmadi, but we'll come on to this in a second, the midfield shield you put in front of that centre-back partnership is just as important as who you play at the back. So, centre mids. I've got 5 centre mids. I don't think he's going to pick Boudaoui. I'll be shocked if Boudaoui comes. Another name thrown back into the hat is Djamel Belmadi. Of course, gone to Angers, done well. But it's a big call to get Belmadi back now. You know, if it was maybe AFCON qualifiers and yes, maybe Belmadi could come back in and develop again, this isn't the time to start experimenting. So, Benasser will be there. Of course, all these players is fit, inshallah. Faguli will be there. Zarouki is going to be there. Haris Belkabla is going to be there. I think Zorgan won't make it. Well, yeah, we'll see. But I think the 5th one, I think the wild card here is Gudiora. I think Gudiora comes back in. Now, that's not my opinion. I think he scored a couple of goals already at Burton. We know he can hit them from distance, but it's defensive work. Just to get us to that World Cup. It doesn't mean we'll qualify and take him. I think Adeline's going to come back in, guys. I think that's why he was desperate to get a club. Left Sheffield United, went to Oran, wasn't getting paid. So he's gone to Burton. He scored a couple of goals. I think he's not won yet. But, you know, Gudiora is a top midfielder. And he's very experienced in the African game. And we know what he can do. We won AFCON with him there. He was in the team in a tournament. I think, again, this is my prediction for what Belmadi will do. I think Gudiora comes back into the squad. That's what my honest prediction. So I think Gudiora will come back in. And then our attacking options, you've got Riyad Mahrez, Adam Nurse for that right side. I think they get in over Gazelle. Adam Nurse didn't get to play a minute at AFCON, which was a real shame. I think he'll take the 3 left wingers. I think Brahimi will persevere with Brahimi. That's Yassine Brahimi, by the way, not Bilal Brahimi. Yusuf Belaili, I think, obviously gone to Liga. I think he comes in. Said Benrahma came on against Sevilla. Very good when he came on. But I'm not sure about starting. He'll be there as well. And then the 3 up top, of course, he's established Delors not coming back. I'll be surprised if Belfodil or Amora made it. I'll be surprised. I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm just saying I don't expect it. But Slimani will be there. Bounedjah might not be there. I'll keep him in for now. I'll keep Baghdad in. Don't be surprised if Bounedjah not called up. Not in the greatest of form of Al Sadd. I'll go for Slim. I'll go for Baghdad. And another wild card. I think Mohamed Ben Yettou gets a call up. I know he's 32 at Al Wakra. Scored a few, assisted a few in Qatar this season. Of course, the country where the World Cup is. I think Slimani, Bounedjah, Ben Yettou. That's for me. Sort of the 3 centre forwards. Don't ask me who starts. I've got no idea. So there's 25 names. That's my prediction for who Belmadi would call up. So you've got your usual suspects. You've got Zadudka, Hamash, Ben Yettou coming in, Tuba coming back in, Gudiora coming back in. Like, from what I know and from what I've read, I'm not seeing massive names coming in. Ain't Nori's dad saying he's not been contacted since 2019. Olise talking to Gareth Southgate, the England manager. Luka Zidane probably still watching highlights of his dad on YouTube. I've not really seen anything to suggest massive new players. Now, if I'm proved wrong, mashallah, I'd love that. But this is my prediction for Belmadi's 25 names. If you want, leave a number in the comments and how many of these 25 do you think I've got right? For what Belmadi will pick, not what I would pick, not what you would pick. He's the one with the task. He's getting paid to pick. So we might as well predict what he's going to do. So that's my prediction. This is, what is it? I'm filming this 2 weeks from the first leg. So we haven't got that long to wait. But this we'll compare it to the actual squad. But anyway, if you enjoyed this sort of video and you like the new background, please leave a like on the video. It does help a lot. Subscribe for more. And we're getting closer, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.